Hey everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. My name is Dan C. Bearded, and many of my subscribers over the last 4+ years have called me the trusted teacher of all things beard related, and that's an absolute honor. Every single time that I hear that I read that, it brings a literal smile to my face. And on this channel, we really do cover every corner you could imagine of having a beard and caring for it. Now hold up, if you don't have a beard, you're still in the right spot. I promise there's something that we go over, especially in a video like today, that's gonna be transferable to what you're looking for. Especially if you take care of your skin and your hair, I got you. I think you'll enjoy this channel and the information on it. And this series is called Carrier Oils 101. It's one of my favorites. If you guys are excited to learn more, please hit a thumbs up right now. Anybody out there, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free, costs you nothing, but can make a really big difference on this platform and in my life. And in this video, we are going to go over the Camellia Seed Oil, specifically the Japanese Camellia Seed Oil. There's a bunch of different varieties out there, but we're going to kind of speak in like general terms on this. And we're gonna go over the history of this ingredient. We're gonna go over the benefits and if I recommend it in the products that you guys are looking for and using. And to start off, to give you a couple little tidbits here, this comes from the camellia flower, which comes from a flowering tree, small shrub, small tree that's found in Eastern Asia, mainly India, China, and Japan, even though it is worldwide today in private and public gardens out there. And what this is known for is having like years and years and years of history, which we'll go over in the next segment. But it is really amazing because a lot of people believe that jojoba oil is the closest thing that is to human sebum oil, right? That oil that we produce out of our sebaceous glands naturally. Well, there's a big argument to say that camellia seed oil is actually scientifically closer to our sebum oil than jojoba, which is really cool. And a couple of other things to add on here. We do see that the cold pressed extraction method is the most common, which is awesome. We always want to see that with 2 thumbs up. However, we do see the heat extraction, not terrible, but not quite as good. And we do see the hexane extraction, which we want to avoid if at all possible. The history of the camellia seed oil is really, really interesting for the fact that I believe most of you will be able to kind of visualize and picture this history lesson and really kind of put yourself right into this lesson because of this. For over 1,000 years now, Japanese women in the ancient geishas have been using this camellia seed oil on their skin and on their hair to keep them looking young and their skin remaining flawless. Now, a couple of things with that. 1,000 years. Don't just let that pass by and go in one ear out the other. Think about how long ago that was. Think about how many generations of families from mother to daughter to daughter to daughter have passed this on and they've kept it going still to this day. And again, most of you have probably seen a movie or a documentary with these ancient Japanese women and the practices they go through and their hair and the skin. This is that oil. This was their secret weapon that they believed kept them looking so young. So cool. And not only that, this oil was also used for cooking purposes. Back then it was known as like an expensive or like a fancy alternative. And still to this day in Japan, in China, they use this and really throughout the world. And speaking of throughout the world, in the 16th century, this plant made its way over to Europe and they took the leaves and they made tea out of it. It's often referred to as tea oil, which is a different version of the plant, but similar, very, very similar. But they would make tea out of this and it was pretty much exclusive to the wealthy European families. And again, through generations, they have coveted this tea. Some countries actually have it as their leading like national beverage still today. Very, very cool. And again, it has made its way around the world today. Most countries have some private or public gardens where they're producing this, but we're still looking at China, Japan, and India of being the leading worldwide producers. And to go along with that more history, the cooking oil is a great alternative if anybody is looking for something today that's like, man, I want to try some different things. I want what's best for me. Camellia seed is widely regarded as a great cooking oil unless you subscribe to the belief that you should not use any seed oils as cooking. I'm not that far over there, but I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So again, we're talking 1,000 years of history with women using this, cooking oil using this, tea using this. So cool, man. Absolutely love history. Most of you know I am a former middle school history teacher, so when I can get my little like fix and fill like this, just makes me feel good that day. Let's talk about the benefits of this camellia seed carrier oil. First off, it is a thin viscosity or thickness, meaning it is known to absorb very quickly into the skin. It has a co-metagenic scale rating of a 1, which is fantastic. We love to see 0s and 1s out there, which mean it is highly unlikely to clog the pores of anybody. It also has a very average shelf life of 2 years. That's not the best of all time, but it's also not the worst or a concern, just very average on that. And it does check all the boxes of the antioxidants, of the fatty acids that we look for, but one star of the show is the fatty acid profile. About 82% of it on average, right? We have different yields, different sources out there, but on average, 82% of it is an omega-9 fatty acid, which is awesome. It is so good for the skin, right? If we had to categorize this, it's good for the hair and the skin, but this would be definitely on the skin side of things. And what that high potency of omega-9 allows this oil to do is really freakish. It is going to deeply penetrate into the skin, absorb quickly, which is good for that skin oil, but at the same time, it has an amazing ability to retain moisture. We rarely ever see this kind of combo. It's usually one or the other. That's why we love a good blend. Normally, it's going to seal and coat and retain moisture, or it's going to deeply penetrate layers of skin and do its work and nourishment on the inside. This one has the ability to do both. This is an absolutely awesome teammate to have in that bottle. It's going to help prevent that oxidation, which is going to leave it not going rancid as quick. It's going to help the scent last longer. So good out there when you take a look at all these unique properties of this camellia seed oil. There is a little bit of a natural fragrance to it. It does have a little bit of color to it as well. Both of those things I appreciate. To wrap this up, let's go over if I recommend this oil in your products or not. And we want to make sure we're covering all sides of this. To be fair, of course, we've gone over a lot of great and interesting things. There are some concerns with this oil. Some have concerns that it is a DHT blocker. So some people love it for things like their scalp and their head hair because of that, but they worry about it with a beard, right? With a beard, we want DHT. That's that male testosterone that gives us facial hair and strong facial hair. Well, I'm not concerned with that. I'm not concerned because we are topically applying it. And when we're talking about a well-balanced blend, the portion of potency that it's at is not a worry for me whatsoever. Another concern is it is expensive. This is one of the more expensive carrier oils that's out there. But as always, you get what you pay for. It's expensive for a reason. Do I recommend it? Yes, I absolutely do. This is one of the best oils, if not the best oils, at nourishing your skin and at the same time making your hair more elastic. What that's going to do is it's going to prevent premature shedding and breakage because instead of your hair just pulling out or breaking in half, it's going to allow it to kind of bend and be a little bit more flexible in your grooming and just kind of day-to-day life. So if you ever see a cosmetic ingredient of camellia seed oil, especially the Japanese variety, thumbs up. That is an amazing thing to see out there. Now, I'm going to pose a challenge to you guys and girls out there. What companies do you know that use this product? Oftentimes I kind of give recommendations, but I want to steer away from this and lead it to you guys because this is not sponsored. I'm not trying to lean people towards one company or away from another company. I want to hear from you. Can you name some beard oil companies or some cosmetic companies out there, ladies, that use camellia seed oil in theirs? I would love to learn about some new ones and give kind of like a knuckles on some of my favorites. Like, yeah, they are great. They do use that one. Let me know down below. Also, do you have any additional comments? Is there something that you know about this that I didn't cover? Do you have a question that I need to clarify on? That's my job. I would love to help out, and I appreciate any help from you guys out there. Thank you for watching today. One more time, my name is Dan C. Bearded, and I hope that you stay bearded and stay positive.